Ito ang Broad Streamcast Communicators, ang naiiba at kakaibang plataforma sa digital broadcast. Mula Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao hanggang sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo. Broad Streamcast Communicators, ang sandigan ng sambayanan mula sa walang labis at walang kulang na pagbabalita, paglilingkod, maglalahad ng mga mapagbuong komentaryo at usaping pambayan para sa kapakanan ng karamihan. Broad Streamcast Communicators, tuwirang maglilingkod ngayon hanggang sa susunod na henerasyon. Buhay Online, chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Ating tunghayan, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan na ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techie Mami, si Jaye C. Bautista.
Hi there everyone! It's Friday once again. Diba? Napakabilis ng panahon, napakabilis ng araw, napakabilis ng oras. Friday na naman. And like I said in my header, you know, every day that we wake up to a new day, we should be thankful. And I'm thankful that I'm able to wake up to this Friday, right? Kasi nga, diba? Some people are not as fortunate as we are na mamulatan ng panibagong araw. So, araw-araw na tayo ay dapat magpasalamat that we are waking up to a new day, right? Thank you so much for those who are watching today, and thank you for joining me. Happy Friday, and weekend na naman, diba? Talagang napakabilis ng panahon. It's already the middle of April. Okay, we've gone through the first 15 days of April. Napakabilis na. Tax time, di ba? It's tax season for most. And sobrang fleeting ang mga araw. Nag-zip through lang talaga. Tapos na yung first quarter ng taon, right? And of course, sad to say, our situation is not getting any better. It's actually worsening, di ba? ECQ levels na naman sa lahat. Dito sa Pampanga rin, ano na kami, it started April 12 hanggang April 18, somewhat parang ECQ dito. There's checkpoints everywhere. There's curfew also. At sinara na rin yung mga dine-in establishments. Hindi na pwede, pati mga spa, mga gym. Even though MGCQ dito sa Pampanga, yung governor decided to put down those sort of lockdowns or easy quarantine measures para mabawasan yung infections, right? Kasi alam naman natin na ang dami, yung mga hospital dito sa Pampanga puno na rin kasi ng mga taga Manila, okay, na nagpunta dito. Kasi yung infections sa Pampanga is not as much as of course NCR. Pero yun na nga, yung ating mga kababayan dyan ay dito sa Manila, dyan sa Manila, pumupunta na talaga sa mga nearby hospitals because wala na talagang lugar. Hi there, Jay. Good morning. Happy Friday, Iho. Happy Friday. So, that's the situation, right? Dito sa Pampanga, kahit na MGCQ, which is the closest and the nearest to normal, ay nag-impose yung governor ng ganung restrictions. Meron na rin curfew dito at bawal na rin mag-dine-in. Tsaka yun na nga, kahapon pumunta yung aking mga hilaw-in-laws sa mall, sa SM, dahil they had to buy some essentials kasi yung pinsan ng aking beau ay ano sila, they give ayuda So they're also frontliners. So naghahanap ng mga supplies para madali nga sa distribute. But anyway, walang tao daw sa mall kahapon. And yeah, sarado ang most establishments like of course yung mga spa, mga parlor and such. But anyway, so to our back to our topic that we've been talking about this week, which is the social media's growing impact on our lives, and more. I think social media during this pandemic. How is it? How are we faring in social media dito sa panahon ng pandemic? Pinag-usapan natin the good, bad, and ugly of it, right? Well, iriripaso natin yung mga pinag-usapan natin, which is the good, bad, and ugly of uh, of being online. How does social media affect our daily life? We've heard so many times that social media, diba, internet technology altogether, have more disadvantage than advantages, right? Well, ang dami-daming nag-argue kasi na yun, mostly on irate parents, uh, citing the fact na yung mga anak nila are glued to nung araw glued to the television, ngayon hindi na, glued to the cell phones, glued to their tablets or their desktops, yan ang pinakamalaking reklamo. At hindi lang naman mga bata, really, there are adults also who are addicted to the internet. Uh, yung whether it's trabaho or leisure, people uh, stay on the net for those reasons. And mostly nga, ito nga yung social media, right? It's become a part of our lives. It's become a part of most of people's lives, especially now in this pandemic when most people are asked to stay home or work from home. Yan tuloy, mas maraming exposure to social media. And it's a choice, right? Uh, I've come to realize that social media, besides being attractive and all-consuming, it really has an enormous impact on our everyday lives, di ba? Uh, Kasi dapat natin talagang tanggapin at aminin, being on social media, it definitely changes you or affects you talaga in a way, emotionally, right? Disposition-wise. Kasi everybody talks about this and so much so that that's become a common subject talaga. Uh, Kasi nga, yun na nga, yung unang-una dyan is the need to belong somewhere and tsaka yung self-promotion ng mga tao, di ba? Yan ang sinasabi natin nung pinag-usapan natin yung social media addiction. Na ang social media kasi, those people who do not, some of them that don't find any acceptance sa totoong buhay, they find that free, that they find that kind of acceptance sa social media because they build relationships. They're able to build relationships on social media na hindi nila magawa sa totoong buhay. Pero yun na nga, pinag-usapan din natin, nakaka-apekto ba yung relationship sa social media doon sa mga relationship naman sa totoong buhay? Yes and no, di ba? So, that's what we talked about. Is social media for the good or others or of others or bad ba? Kasi maraming platforms kasi sa social media, di ba, na sinasalihan natin. Because there's a lot of platforms that allow for virtual connectivity, di ba? These platforms kasi, are used to connect with family, kinoconnect tayo sa mga friends and co-workers, and of course, alam natin, ang social media nowadays, and that's been happening, is a good source of income. Because we can promote business through social media. So, hindi lang personal relationships, business relationships din nagagawa sa social media. Tapos, the main idea kasi is to allow constant connection without the need for direct in-person contact. And that is what's happening, especially in this pandemic. Social distancing, yung operative word eh. Because of social distancing, physically, di ba, punta tayo sa social media, virtual relationships, right? Due to the recent health issues regarding the pandemic, syempre, the world saw a big surge and increase in the use of social media, right? Tingnan natin ulit yung mga statistics, right? Okay. Ito, tingnan natin. Ayan. Number of social network users in the Philippines. Okay. Oops, sorry. Sarili ko na naman yung ginalaw ko. Alright. Ayan. Number of social network users in the Philippines, 76.2 million. Facebook's market share to social media world, 92.7 million. 72.5 million sa number of Facebook users in the Philippines. And ang most popular social media platform in the Philippines, Facebook pa rin, and closely following is YouTube, right? Most popular YouTube channel sa Philippines, Rafi Tulfo in Action. Tapos anong most popular online store sa Instagram? Lazada. Pero most popular online store dito, Shopee and Lazada. Nagko-contest. Pero syempre, meron din mga Amazon, eBay, and all those other uh, platforms na online shopping. Okay? Repaso, ano pa? Okay? Okay, let's look at this one. Social media and the COVID-19, okay? What happened? Okay, in relation to social media, sinabi natin, okay? Social media app usage users, okay? So a growth by 4% from January to June last year. A larger growth rate, of course, was expected. Lifestyle, video, entertainment, tumaas na dyan after June 2020. Saka, ayun nga, ano ang naging biglang viral and global sensation? Yung TikTok, right? TikTok became a global sensation during the pandemic, of course, na nag-start ng January last year. Sa January last year, 28 million users pa lang ang TikTok. Now, it has more than 600 million, ha? Pansinin nyo. It seems people love the entertainment. At totoo naman kasi, yung sa boredom nila, yung maraming tao, di ba? From matanda to bata, normal person, celebrities, even politicians have taken to use TikTok, right? It provided during them recreation and entertainment, right? Okay? Tapos yun na nga, most of the people that are spending an average of 7 more minutes, people have started to spend more time, diba? More time online than before the pandemic. Kung kunyari nag-internet ka na ng 4 hours a day before the pandemic, ngayon people mostly take up all day, right, using the internet. And that's because now most people are asked to stay home. Okay? So what does this mean for someone who doesn't want social interaction yet wants to stay in touch? Most likely, this person has to, yun na nga, yung mga ibang tao na, yung mga shy na tao, or yung mga tao na kept to themselves before, sa social media nila nahanap yung kanilang ibang identity, no? Kasi, that's what you make friends on social media because mas malakas ang loob mo kasi alam mo hindi mo sila kilala pa ng personal, or yun nga, if you go on social media or on the internet, you can have a different identity altogether, you can have a different personality na yung mga tao na may problema sa real relationships nila, whether it's work or business or personal, doon nila nahahanap yung alter ego nila sa social media, diba? So, we talked about how do we distinguish, diba? What is the role of social media during the COVID-19 crisis? Today kasi, social media such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram have become primary sources of information. Hindi lang siya meeting place or place to read about your favorite celebrities. They are also vehicles for information. But of course, as much as these social media platforms are a good source of information, sinabi na natin kahapon na it's also source of misinformation. Diba? Yung fake news, madami talagang kumakalat. They are also vehicles for fake news and misinformation or disinformation. During a crisis kasi like COVID-19 pandemic, how should social media be mastered and employed in a responsible way, di ba? Paano natin yan gagawin? I read a certain study made by a Paris Associate Professor of Marketing, si Christine De Valk. She's been studying the role of social networks sa mga bansa since 1999. Sabi ni Miss Christine, okay, how do companies, okay, and individuals use social media during such crisis? The coronavirus health crisis highlights the particular strengths of social media, right? And how it brings people across the globe together. So, yan ang nangyayari. Itong crisis situation na to, yung social media has actually caused people or encouraged people to be more mindful, to be more caring, and to be more considerate of other people. Tsaka parang nagkakaroon tayo ng unity because ang common enemy nga yan, yung COVID-19. Right? So, at the same time, okay, how do companies and individuals use social media during such a crisis? Paano ang ginawa? There are two kasi opposing thoughts, di ba? Yung mga companies can use social media for commercial purposes. It's just yun ang ginagawa. Advertising, promoting, branding, sales and marketing. In other words, companies use social media para mag-brand, magbenta, to market kung anong kanilang services or expertise, which is actually close to traditional marketing. Dinala na lang nga natin sa digital, right? Itong same efforts, di ba? Using mass media versus using social media to connect with and co-create with customers. And more importantly, social media provides a platform for customers to bond together. Diba? You can see this as the distinction between using social media to talk to your customers versus paggamit ng social media para kausapin yung mga customers mo and have them talk to each other too through your brand. Kasi diba maraming ano dyan, na pinapost mo, na parang ka nagka-crowdsourcing, tsaka, and when you post testimonies about your product or about how effective it is, then there's chat rooms there, forums there, where yung mga same customers nyo, yung mga happy customers nyo can interact with each other. So, that's how social media is used in that manner, diba? Kasi you can see this as a distinction between using social media nga to talk to your customers versus using social media to talk with your customers and have them talk to each other through your brand, di ba? Yun na nga, kasi ito yung mga success stories ng brand nyo o success stories ng mga, kunyari, psychiatrist ka or life coach ka, yung mga nakausap mo na ay mga natulungan mong buhay. Pwede sila mag-usap-usap sa isang forum or isang chat room, right? For individuals, okay, the same acts translates into using social media to self-present. That can turn, yun na nga, it can turn for the worst naman, pagka self-serving, okay? It can turn into the very narcissistic self-exposure, di ba? That we sometimes see on social media. Totoo naman, ang dami-dami rin dyan na hindi lang selfie ng selfie, panay ang promote sa sarili. That, di ba? Like I said, this could turn into a narcissistic self-exposure. We sometimes see on social media, di ba, versus using social media lang to connect with friends, family, and like-minded individuals. And nagiging self-promotion na ang nangyayari. Instead of just for socialization and emotional support, which a lot of people tend to do when they look to social media as an escape or as a moral booster. Kasi nga, nakakahanap ka ng mga taong with the same thought processes as you or you talk on the same page, di ba? Okay? So, yun. So, pagka mahahalata mo na rin din, makikita mo, papansin mo yung mga ibang tao na self-serving ang profiles, or yun na nga, panay sarili ang pinopromote. Hindi na nga masyado yung mas okay na selfie siya ng selfie eh. Pero hindi yun, parang yung ako lang yung magaling ako, the world, look at my kagalingan. Yung ganon klase. Na defeat na yung purpose na social media is, to socialize, connect with friends and family, diba? And seek emotional support somehow, diba? So, what particular strengths of social media are highlighted during this pandemic? Anong 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 mabuting bagay ang nadudulot ng social media sa atin, lalo na tong pandemya na to, okay? For me, this crisis kasi highlights the particular strengths of social media and how they can be used for the second type of purpose, which is community and emotional support. Yun na nga. And sa akin, yun ang importante. Why am I online? Why am I doing this Buhay online show? It's because of my sense of community and my thinking na gusto ko makatulong, gusto ko maka-inform. Saka in a way, of course, with what I say and what I do, I also can create or give emotional support sa nangangailangan or sa makakapanood or manonood, di ba? So, yan ang aking purpose, right? Pero like I said nga, yung iba, ayun, self-serving, di ba? Pero for me, that's an important reason, really, why I'm doing this and why I'm online, okay? Just like we have seen sa mga dati-dating kalamidad na nangyari, kagaya ng earthquakes, at saka ng Ondoy, ng Yolanda, following tsunami that caused the nuclear disaster in Japan in 2011, yung terrorist attacks sa France, yung mga bombings, and elsewhere in Europe over the past years, yung mga pagbabomb, even sa atin, yung mga ISIS bad events. We see today that people all over the world reach out to each other, di ba? Tsaka yung meron ng mga bagong app or mga bagong applications na pag merong disaster na nangyari sa country, anong nakikita mo, di ba? Pwede mong itag or parang yung mukhang GPS or saying na kunyari you live in a certain place na binaha, yun, Jaye Bautista is safe in Marikina, dati sa Marikina pa ako, during the Yolanda or whatever, or the Ondoy. Yung mga ganun, di ba? Those things, reach out to people and inform people, yes, I'm okay. Those things are good because in a way then, tsaka yun, nowadays also, when there's cost to raise funds for people to help, may sakit, tsaka ngayon hindi na nakakahiya mag-reach out para humingi ng tulong financially or humingi ng tulong physically sa Facebook or sa Twitter mo or sa pinapost mo. Yan ang mga good things about social media because you can reach out to a big expanse of people. Global yung maaantig mo ang puso sa story mo kung nangangailangan ka ng tulong. Meron at merong makikinig, meron at merong makakabasa at tutulong. And that in a way for me is a good reason to be on social media, right? And for me, it's my sense of community tsaka yung emotional support. To be able to give emotional support. Kung hindi man ako makabigay financially, right? Just like we have seen in other crises nga, people all over the world have become more sensitive to other people's needs and diba? And I'm thinking that of the many funny videos, di ba, ang daming mga memes, mga videos about how people creatively deal with the lockdown. Grabe, yun na nga sa TikTok. Doon mo makikita kung paano ang Pinoy, di ba, or the rest of the world then, make light of this COVID-19 situation. Tsaka yung staying at home and being locked down and quarantined. Wala kang magawa. Is either mag-chat ka sa Facebook, or papakita mo yung ginagawa pagluluto mo o yung mga plants mo sa mga plantitas at plantitos or pinapakita mo yung training mo, yung Zumba mo or yung CrossFit training mo or how you fit or your yoga sessions na bali-bali yung katawan mo, how limber you can be, different strokes for different folks tayo mga kababayan, so but the thing is yun na nga, uh, people have become creative, right? And people have become adaptive, di ba? Iba-ibang ways to deal with the lockdown of the neighborhood Facebook groups that organize entertainment pa, yung mga concerts online, right? And even we even see here in the Philippines, celebrities giving free entertainment. Nung umpisa ng lockdown, si Martin Rivera tsaka yung sister niya, si Vicky, yung twin sister niya, they were always going online singing till the wee hours of the night, just entertaining people, trying to give and uplift the spirits of people. And I think that's a good thing. Maraming salamat, Martin and Vicky. They were doing that for a while. Just singing their hearts out. Kasi nga rin, if I know Martin ako, hindi naman pakali yung kasi sa pag-lockdown na hindi nagko-concert, hindi lumalabas. So doon na lang siya mag-concert sa bahay niya and entertain people, right? Salamat. Thank you, Martin, and other artists, other kasama sa industriya na gumagawa nun, right? Kasi of course, there are now paid concerts online, right? Now, I think as the social media also allows us to spend money by participating in fundraisers or kickstarters or yung mga concerts online, syempre, madali sila kikita dahil sarado naman ng mga establishments at bawal mag-concert ng live, online na lang. Pero ayun, magbayad ka rin para meron naman din trabaho yung mga artists, right? Kasi nawalan din sila ng trabaho. Lalo na nagsara yung ABS-CBN, right? Okay, so kasi nowadays, okay, you can really see help and assistance and things that are convenient online. Assistance with grocery shopping or even child care. And the quick rise of apps and functionalities that allow for live chat and video sessions with multiple people. This is social media working for you at its best. Di ba? Gamitin natin yung social media para sa kabutihan. Gamitin natin yung social media para magtulungan, right? And iyan naman ang nakikita ko. More advantages than disadvantages actually yung pagpupunta sa social media. Well, I guess it's case to case. Depende rin talaga sa reasons ng tao kung bakit siya nagsa-social media. Right? Tapos, excuse me, pardon me, people turn to social media not only for support and entertainment, but also to use it as a sort of information. Yun ang sinabi ko. Information. Pero yun na nga. Yung information mo ba, legit? Yung information mo ba, credible ba yung nagsabi or pinanggalingan, right? This is where we need to warn, di ba? The dark side of social media. This is how I am warning you about the dark side of social media. Ang sinabi ko na rin yan when we tackled cyber crimes, when we tackled social media addiction, and I'm saying it again now, okay? The dark side of social media kasi ano yun, and its role in spreading fake news. Diba? Yun, fake news. Platforms have been slow in acknowledging their responsibility in helping platform users distinguish between fake news from facts. Diba? Pero naman, inaayos na ngayon yan, di ba? Marami ng magagaling naman ng mga techie guys eh. So they're trying to find ways to detect this and they're taking steps towards the right direction. Instagram, for instance, okay, announced to only include COVID-19 related posts and stories in their recommendation section. O, di ba maganda? Because they're keeping up with the times, adjust nila yung kanilang mga bells and whistles, and yun, they're only accepting, all right, COVID-19 related posts and stories dun sa kanilang recommended section. Okay? Recommended section that are published by official health organizations, all right? In general, my advice is to cross-check information all the time. Double check, please, that you get through social, whatever you get, whatever post or picture that somebody sends you na sinasabing i-spread mo or i-share mo, bago mo yan gawin at bago ka ma-implicate or maging liable pa sa cybercrime ng or if you're slandering somebody because of abusive words or maka-insulto ng mga words, check nyo muna please, alright? Verify, confirm the source of the data or the source of the post and see kung credible yung tao na yun or pwede mo siyang maasahan. Okay? In general, my advice nga is to cross-check what you get through social media with at least 2 other information sources, di ba? Kunyari, we're talking about policies or mga ECQ things or whatever, check nyo muna. Go to the government websites. Tingnan nyo kung totoo nga yung sinasabi nitong nag-post na to. And also go to high-quality news outlets. In addition, we also have a role to play by not spreading rumors, by not spreading news that we have not verified, right? So, so before we post anything on our social media accounts that are connected to COVID-19 or yung mga nakukuha natin information regarding side effects or efficacies, please verify niyo muna. Kasi di ba, like sinabi ko doon sa talks ko about cybercrimes or social media addiction, baka mamaya maging liable ka sa sinasabi mo. Hindi mo naman verify, di ba? Let's help not spread fake news, okay? Especially, okay? Hello there, Mr. Charlie Fry. Good morning. I am on the subject of, we're wrapping up our subject on how social media has impacted our lives, especially in this pandemic. At pinag-usapan pa lang na, sinasabi ko pa lang yung role ng social media, kung paano ang mga tao ginagamit ito, and that we should be, in this pandemic, of course, it's a good source of information, para malaman more about COVID-19, pero yun nga, as much as there's information to get, sinasabi ko, merong maraming misinformation na nakukuha. Kaya, kailangan lagi verify, okay? Alright? So, si Mr. Charlie Fry also has a show here sa Broad Streamcast Communicators. Please, antabayanan nyo at i-support nyo po lahat ng mga programa namin sana dito sa Broad Streamcast Communicators, okay? How should marketers adopt their social media strategies? Okay? Itong panahon na to, paano nila yung mga people in sales and marketing or marketing communications or mga negosyo, how can you adopt your social media strategies sa panahon ng pandemic? Diba? Mahirap na tanong ito, right? Typically kasi, marketers should relate their social media contributions to the real-time context, di ba? Hindi, kunyari, sa umpisa ng crisis na ito, I kept receiving long before planned brand posts that did not refer at all to the COVID situation. Teka nga. Alright, okay, wait. Let me hear from Mr. Charlie Fry. Oo nga. Sabi nga ni Charlie Fry, spreading fake news without verifying, it first ruins this country. Mga tauhan din ni Mark Zuckerberg ang nagturo niyan sa mga kandidato noong 2016. Nagpunta pa sila dito to do some tutorials on how to use and maximize FB to their campaign. Ayun na nga, di ba? Tsaka social media, di ba, kagaya ng Facebook, meron siyang Facebook business, di ba, which people do to run their ads and all those things. And Charlie, nabibili rin. Kagaya nga, yun sa social media, nabibili yung mga likes, di ba? Nabibili yung mga, na-fake yung mga posts. And yan ang hindi dapat na gawin. And especially nga, itong pandemya, yung mga pinopost, of course, a lot of people want to read about it. So, like I said, yung si Instagram, nag-ano sila na doon sa kanilang recommendation section, hindi sila tumatanggap ng mga post na hindi related sa COVID. Because nga, they're trying to be mindful, they're trying to be considerate of the present situation. Pero yun talaga, yung mga walang mabuting nagagawa yung nag-aano ng fake news, nakakainis, diba, Mr. Charlie? And kagaya ng marami pang mga ibang tao na ayaw magpa-vaccine. Diba? Ayaw magpa-vaccinate yung mga iba. Kasi side effect, takot sila sa side effects. Lahat nga, sinasabi ko na nga, lahat naman ng injection, lahat naman ng inoculation or vaccination may side effect, di ba? Sabi nga na, today, I think DOH said na wala pang case na silang alam na namatay na dahil sa vaccination. Dito sa Pilipinas, ha? Pero, yun namang mga nababasa nilang news about that, iba doon fake, kagaya nung dati, merong may video na kumalat na yung nurse na nagpa-injection, hinimatay, patay. Hindi naman namatay, hinimatay lang yon. Buhay yung nurse na yon, right? Kaya nga, yun ang sinasabi ko, Charlie, yung mga tao, sorry, ignorance is no excuse, but lahat ng tao, ayoko magpa-vaccine kasi may side effect. Hello, yung flu shot na normal, di ba? Pag nagbiyahe kayo, papa-flu shot kayo, injection kayo, di ba? Nilalagnat kayo after. Kasi yun. Kasi that's the way the vaccine works for anything, right? Your body has to react to it. Kasi pag hindi ka nag-react doon, hindi effective yung vaccine. Di ba, Charlie? Meron nga talaga. So, yun ang nakakaloka dyan sa pag-spread ng mga fake news. I mean, really. Of course, the bottom line dyan sa vaccine issue na yan, case to case, depende sa'yo, di ba? Buntot mo, hila mo, or different strokes for different folks. Ayaw mo, wag mo, di ba? Okay lang yan kasi most people, nga sabi nga nila people talk about them, ayun nga, yung efficacies ng mga iba't ibang gamot, kasi hodang China, Russia, or UK, or of course, or Pfizer's Moderna, or American product. Sa akin, for me, kung ano nang available dyan, total lahat naman yan na test na, kukunin ko na basta ma-vaccinate ako. Kasi I'd rather have the ano ba to, makampante yung feeling ko na mayroon akong layer of protection when I go out to do my groceries or to buy my essentials. Kasi, di ba, the minute we go out, we run the risk of getting the virus. At least kung ma-vaccinate ako, at least mayroon akong 91% or 85 to 93% chance na hindi ako magdadapuan ng corona, ng COVID-19. Kasi, na-vaccinate na ako. Tsaka yun, nakakabiyahe na ako. But anyway, so yeah, we were talking about, how do marketers deal with that? Paano nila inayos yung kanilang marketing and promotions na na related naman sa situation, right? At the same time, trying to leverage kasi a sanitary crisis for branding purposes in your social media posts can quickly be perceived as distasteful. Kaya nga, lahat nagbago ang way ng pag-advertise. Di ba yung mga ads ng Jollibee, di ba yung mga ads ng McDonald's, lahat sila sensitive to the issue, sensitive to the current situation. Okay? The best, excuse me, sorry, pardon me, hindi to COVID, dry. This is dryness from talking all day, 24/7. Practically, nangangate ang lalamunan ko. May panlasa ako po at wala akong lagnat. At hindi yan ubo. Ano lang yan, itchy throat dahil sa kakasalita. For example, kasi, talking about marketing, for example, many academic publishers have made online content available for free to support teachers and students, di ba? Worldwide that are doing distance learning, di ba? Closer to home, di ba? Maraming nag-offer ng mga free, like I said, sinabi ko, free entertainment, sila Martin at saka si Vicky Rivera, nung umpisa ng pandemya, halos araw-araw. Siguro si Martin pag di makatulog kasi nga sanay nang nag-show, lumalabas. In his own home, he would provide free concerts. As much as may mga free tutorials online, right? So, yun ang ibig sabihin. Yung social media exposure natin, especially yung sa business side din, they've become sensitive to the present situation. In-adjust nila yung content nila, right? Let me just please read what Mr. Charlie is saying. Sa part ko, sabi niya, I'm just waiting for a vaccine na may mataas na efficacy rate. It's my own body after all. Yun na nga, like I said, kanya-kanyang choice, right? So yeah, so thank you. Thank you, Charlie, for your input. So going back to what I was saying regarding mga marketing strategies na in-adjust na ngayon ng mga companies, ng mga ahensya, okay? Instead of self-glorifying social media brand posts, di ba? Brands will be forced to embrace, brands are forced to embrace the communal logic of social media during the COVID-19 crisis. Dapat sila talaga maging sensitive. Kaya yun, like I said, ang perfect example dyan, yung mga Jollibee ads, yung mga McDonald's ads, or a lot of the mga brands na nag-cater to that, na yung mga ads nila merong COVID-19 sensitivity, right? More than ever, social media posts should be user-centric and not producer-centric. Okay, sabihin ko lang. Brands that will be able to deliver ang mga mensahe na and engage in conversations that are considered valuable because they provide useful information, relevant advice, or simply entertain you, di ba? Ano lang yan eh, it's either nakakapagbigay ka ng comfort sa message mo, or nakakapagpatawa ka, pasaya ka, para naman mabawasan yung loneliness, yung stress, or yung depression or worry because of this COVID-19, right? Pero syempre, of course, being on social media in this day and age, bago pa naman ang pandemic, talagang meron ng mga social media addicted, social media addictions, okay? But pati nga yung online education, of course, affected na in a way ng social media. Pero students and learners have also looked at social media to use that for their good. So, sa pag-aaral. Kasi nga nakakapag-chat sila sa mga ka-org-mates nila, right? Nakakapag-messenger sila, nakakapag-Viber, WhatsApp, at may mga groups and forums. Kung hindi kayo makapag-group together face-to-face, you are able to do that through social media networks or applications or groups or chat rooms, okay? But how can you say, kasi social media has become a constant in our lives, di ba? Not before the pandemic and all the more now in this COVID-19 pandemic. Kasi as we continuously struggle between the seemingly endless trains of platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WeChat sa mga Chinese, Line sa Japan, and of course, TikTok videos, right? Nagkalat talaga. Pero yun na nga eh. Yung paggamit ng social media, case to case, I guess there's actually more advantages than disadvantages of social media. Kasi nga, lalo na sa pandemya na ito, nakakapagbigay ng entertainment or respite or a break from the worries. Pag nakapanood ka ng TikTok, di ba? Bakit ka nanonood ng TikTok? Yung iba naman, yun na nga, number one pa rin yung Tulfo na show. Anong hinahanap mo doon? Yung mga skandalo, whatever. Well, it's become a medium of yun na nga, an escape for some people, a respite a break from the worries nitong dinadala nitong COVID-19 period. Okay? Sabi ni Charlie, sobrang daming nagsulputan ng mga news websites sa panahon na ito. Totoo naman talaga. Hindi lang yon, okay? Karamihan, mga pretenders lang naman. Sad to say, a lot of people rely on this fly-by-night news site that only serve particular types of people. Talaga naman talaga eh. Tsaka yun na nga rin, di ba? Ang politics, nasali na ang politics sa social media. Kasali na talaga sila kasi nga hindi lang it's not just a way to connect to family, friends, and work. It's a big way to connect and be viral. to not only your country but to the world. So, ang politics plays a big role or makasali talaga sila sa social media, no? Talaga naman, yung mga fakers, posters, ang dami-dami, nako-confuse. Ako nga, lalo na yung matatanda, sila yung mga tatanda na natutong mag-social media or mag-Facebook or mag-Instagram, Twitter, kakaloka. Dahil sila, pag may nakita silang kunyari news na ganyan, or sinabing ganun, this country, ganto-ganto, or si ganyan, tao, ganyan, i-repost nila kaagad. Lalo na yung matatanda, naniniwala sila kaagad doon sa nababasa nila. And that's sad. Because, nga, wala naman nagmo-monitor sa kanila. Like I will not mention who, but like that. I always tell this particular older person to please wag basta-basta mag-post at repost kasi nga pwede kang, 'di ba, Charlie, pwede kang maging liable sa yun nga yung cyber crime na yung pag-slander tsaka libel because you can't just talk bad about somebody or something or say something a fact about somebody kung akala mo na nagmamalay ng character na yun, hindi naman pala verifiable. So please, always verify, confirm information that you receive. Okay? Alright. So, okay, of course, we're always welcome for questions, as much as we can answer them. Pwede nyo pong i-post dito sa Broad Streamcast Communicators ang inyong messages, tsaka questions, or send it through my messenger or text me at yung iba naman nag-email sa akin. So, those are some of the things, right? Pero, when is social media enough? Paano mo sasabihin na kasi it feels more and more like the world is happening online. As television newscasters cover the day's tweets, as we watch one screen and check two other screens to see what people are saying, di ba? Ang dami-dami nating windows na open sa ating telepono or sa ating tablet or laptop. People are saying something on another screen, di ba? Nahihilo ka na minsan sa dami ng windows na bukas mo. It's not surprising that we can end up feeling overwhelmed. Di ba? Stressed out and alone. Kung di ka talaga sanay mag-multitask, hindi mo kakayanin yung maraming window. Doon nangyayari, di ba, yung mga minsan maling post at maling text. Ipinost mong ganun sa isang chat room. Sabi mo, nakakatawa yung yung facelift ni hindi bagay sa kanya, mukha siyang witch. Yung pala, doon mo sa window nung chat mo siya personally, doon mo nalagay. Di ba? Yan ang mga nakakaloka. Sabihin on social media, tapos hindi ka masyadong techie or hindi mo kaya mag-multiple windows, okay? My video has been interrupted again. Internet is acting up. What happened? Ayan, bumalik na ako. Anyway, so, lalo lang nako-confuse sa mga tao. Mr. Ben Paipon, sir, good morning. Thank you po for making silip sa show po natin ngayon na pinapag-usapan po ang impact ng social media sa atin, lalo na sa COVID-19 situation, sa pandemic. I've been having interruptions sa aking pag-broadcast all throughout this morning. Something is wrong. Somehow, it's either my internet or I don't know what it is, or Facebook, whatever. But anyway, yun na nga. So, kailan tayo kailangan huminto, 'di ba? Kasi 'di ba, sometimes pag ang dami-daming windows na bukas or or tabs, nako-confuse tayo. Doon nga nangyayari yung mga maling post. Oops, mali ka. Na-post mo sa ibang chat room yung sinasabi mo about somebody. Yan, you have to watch out for that, okay? Okay, so paano mo mapipigilan yung sarili mo mag-social media? Okay? I think, kasi di ba, we also talked about how the social media affects us mentally and emotionally. And lalo na itong COVID period na to, as much as yun na ngayon, maraming advantages, it brings entertainment, it brings us a rest from a break from all the kalungkutan, pero at the same time, yun na nga, nagiging cause for distress din yung social media, lalo na connected to COVID, pag nakikita mo, di ba, like sinabi ko kahapon, pag bukas mo ng Facebook, kandila, blackout, condolences, di ba? Lalo mo nalalaman yung how depressing it is getting, how worse the situation is becoming. Para doon sa mga yun na nga, may mga low self-esteem at saka depressed, lalo sila nade-depress. Kaya, what we have to do, we have to limit the intake of troubling news, diba? It's good to be informed, pero we don't want to be ma-flood ng negative information or negative news. Pero yun, makikita mo rin yun talaga. Kaya pag magpumunta ka sa social media, ano yan eh, even before the pandemic, ano lang yan eh, yung what you see on social media, it really has an effect. It changes you. Depende talaga yan sa demeanor ng tao, sa disposisyon. So, gaya ng like po ulit sinasabi, yung mga sa Korea nga, yung mga celebrities na nagpapakamatay, nagsusuicide dahil sa nababasa nilang masasama na tungkol sa kanila, yung mga bashers. Eh, ano sila eh, public figures, they're entertainers, supposedly they're celebrities. Mababa ang kanilang self-esteem, mababa ang kanilang emotional or moral or as much as ang rigid ng mga training ng mga artist sa Korea, dapat kasama doon yung psychological aspect, di ba? So sabi nga, okay, Sarah Mallard of Wakefield is an associate professor and a psychiatrist sa Department of Psychiatry ng Texas Tech University. Sabi niya, siya nagsabi nga na dapat we will limit kung ano yung troubling news na nakukuha natin. But we try to avoid the negative things kasi yan ang nakaka-affect ng emotions at mental natin. So we should limit at least 2 hours a day to at least kung hindi mo talaga mapigilan buong araw ka sa trabaho mo, kailangan online ka. At least put 2 or 3 hours a day to stay away from COVID news, diba? Huwag mo na munang tignan, huwag mo na magbasa. Kasi use this time to get outside. Do something you enjoy, diba? Tanggalin mo na muna yung mind mo out of reading news about COVID, diba? Think about good things and happy things, right? Kasi we know that watching too much of this tends to make people anxious, diba? And nervous and afraid, diba? Like I always say, keep the faith and hope and love in your hearts and always be hopeful na malalampasan natin to situation and things that are gonna get better. Kasi ang hirap talaga eh, right? Ang hirap what we're going through. And as much as like social media is there, okay, social media is our form of parang vaccine na natin to dahil nakakatulong to make us feel better. Yun lang, we have to be careful what we see and what we look at and what we listen to and what we believe na nababasa natin at makikita sa social media. Okay? We have to always look at the bright side of things and try yung mga nakukuha natin from social media, dapat mag-concentrate din tayo sa yung mga paano pagbubutihin yung situation, kunyari sa trabaho, sa mga negosyo, or sa careers, right? Social media is good for that because it is a perfect place rin to network, meet new people, make new contacts, make new, look at other new opportunities that will bring us income or make our lives better in this pandemic. Yan ang ating i-focus on, right? Kasi we are still in this, but dapat nating malaman talaga, totoo yun, tong social media in this pandemic, yung social media nakatulong to unite people, right? In a way, all over the world, right? You see COVID-19 sensitive ads, COVID-19 sensitive projects, mga fundraisers, and yun na nga, tulong-tulong tayong lahat because we are all in this together, right? And salamat sa social media, nakakahanap tayo ng paraan para pagbutihan to make ourselves better or find other sources of information na makakatulong sa atin to deal with our situation, whether it's family home life or studies or trabaho or business, right? Um, so this whole week we have talked about how social media affects our daily lives, how especially in this pandemic situation. We have at pinakita natin, right? So here, okay, ito yung main things, di ba? Ang social media, naging platform for source of information and misinformation. Pinag-usapan na natin yan. And an influence on public response to the outbreak. Dito natin makikita yung how people are reacting and how people are coping. They give their thoughts and yung mga iba na may mga negosyo, they offer solutions, di ba? It's open opportunities kasi nga, and it's a marketing platform. And of course, ang pinaka-importante, so it's also a powerful tool to bring positivity to this time, to this dangerous and scary or uh, this time of the pandemic. Nagkaroon tayo na rin, nakahanap din tayo dyan ng emotional support, nakahanap din tayo dyan ng work opportunities. And that is what's really important, na magtulong-tulungan at maging mindful, right? Like we said nga, this COVID-19 situation has become a way for people to get together, to bond, and to be more mindful of each other and to be more sensitive to the needs of ibang tao. The impact on social media sa ating buhay itong pandemic, I can honestly say it's brought about more good than bad, right? Hindi nang ugly. Ang ugly dyan is yung mga ano sa politics, 'di ba? Yung mga ginamit yung social media. Kasi nasa pandemic situation din nung nagkaroon ng election sa Amerika, 'di ba? Yung Biden, Trump thing. Yun, ginamit nila ang social media para mangampanya. And dito rin sa atin nangyayari yan, right? Social media is being used for that purpose. Mga trolls, mga whatever, mga stalkers and stuff. Please, uh, huwag na tayo maging self-serving, right? Let's use, let's make use of social media to uplift each other's spirits. Let's use social media to impact our lives in a good way in this to help all of us cope up with this pandemic. But thank you so much, Mr. Charlie Fry, for your input in today's topic. And maraming salamat sa mga nandyan. And of course, si Jake is always there. And like I said, after this live stream program, we're migrated to YouTube. Ang Broad Streamcast Communicators YouTube channel ay alive and kicking po. So please, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Ben, Sir Ben. Social media during this pandemic, yeah, it's been necessary, okay, but helpful. I can honestly say social media has been very helpful, especially helping people cope up kung paano tayo nabubuhay araw-araw at nagsusurvive sa pandemic, nakakatulong naman talaga ang social media. Pero yun na nga, like sinabi ko, diba? Yeah, yung mga pagnood-nood ng mga tulfo, depende sa entertainment, right? So, thank you so much for joining me today. And of course, this is my last day of broadcast this week kasi I'm only here Monday to Friday. Ano ba yung ginagawa ko? Monday to Friday. And antabayanan niyo po yung susunod na programa sa Shadow with Double J. And of course, please support all the other shows that we have here on Broad Streamcast Communicators from Monday to Sunday. From 7 o'clock in the morning till 11 at night. Itong si Sir Ben Paipon ang aming late night broadcaster dito. Thank you very much. And it's a weekend. Like I said, dito sa Pampanga, MGCQ po kami dito, pero yung government dito, nag-impose po sila ng sort of ECQ lockdowns here, beginning April 12. Maraming checkpoint po dito, bawal pumunta from town to town nang walang essential reason, right? or hindi ka nag-deliver ng essentials or pupunta sa trabaho or bibili ng gamot, saka meron na rin curfew dito. But anyway, we still have a chance to enjoy weekends and even weekdays kasi nga, yun na, social media can provide this. Thank you very much. So maraming salamat and have a good weekend everybody. Please be safe. Tumataas pa rin yung number ng infectious nakakaloka pero ako ay naantay ko na lang ma-vaccinate. Please. Nag-order na kami ng vaccine. Kahit magbayad na nga lang basta mabakuna ka na. Right? Thank you so much. And enjoy the rest of the weekend, please. Thank you. And hope to see you again sometime. Monday to Friday po tayo. Thank you very much. And enjoy your weekend. And God bless everyone. And like I always say, keep the faith and hope alive in your hearts. And love, syempre, for mankind. Be kind. Thank you.
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Streamcast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po.